One peaceful October morning in Edinburgh, a chilly wind blew through the ancient cobblestone streets. In that space, Sam Heughan, the Scottish film star, once known as the soul of Outlander, stepped onto the stage of the Royal Theatre with a quiet smile. No one expected that, just a few minutes later, he would make the entire audience fall silent. In a low and decisive voice, Sam said slowly, "It's time to forget Macbeth." A short sentence, but like a sharp knife cutting through the atmosphere. Hundreds of spectators, journalists, fans, colleagues, were stunned, not knowing whether this was a metaphor or an official statement. But Sam did not keep them waiting long. He continued frankly, "I have lived with the ghost of Macbeth for too long. Now it's time to step out of it, and find myself again. New Moon Macbeth. The glory and the burden." 2 years ago, Sam Heughan stunned the world with his performance as Macbeth, the most famous tragic character in Shakespeare's works. His performance at London's West End Theatre was considered a modern classic, helping Sam win the Best Actor award at the London Theatre Awards 2024. Critics praised him as the man who reborn Macbeth with a truly Scottish soul, The Guardian wrote. Heughan didn't just play Macbeth. He lived in Macbeth, as if the character's guilt, ambition and loneliness were his own. But few people know that behind that brilliant success was a long-term mental crisis. In a rare interview, Sam once shared, "I never left Macbeth even after the show was over. I took him home, into my dreams, into my every breath. And then I realized, I was losing the line between the character and myself." A close friend recalled that Sam had a period of constant insomnia, often sitting for hours in his small London apartment, reading each of Macbeth's monologues obsessively. He said he heard Macbeth's voice in his head, whispering that he wasn't dead. Shocking announcement in Edinburgh. That press conference was initially supposed to announce Sam's new stage project. But instead of introducing a new role, he announced that he would be stepping away from all future Shakespeare projects, at least for the next few years. "Macbeth has taught me so much. But I can't continue living in his shadow," Sam said, his eyes shining with exhaustion. "I don't want to be a symbol of tragedy. I want to be myself, not a haunted soul." That sentence seemed to stab straight into the hearts of fans, because over the past time, Sam has not only been an actor but also the pride of the British theatre world. Many people consider him the successor of the new generation of Shakespeare, both classical and contemporary. An elderly audience member tearfully said, "When he stood on stage, I saw the whole soul of Scotland come alive. Now hearing him say that, I feel like I've lost a part of the art." Candle the real reason behind the decision to abandon Macbeth. After the announcement, major newspapers simultaneously asked the question, what really made Sam want to forget Macbeth? Some say it was psychological pressure, but insiders say it was more profound, a personal incident. A close aide shared that Sam had to deal with the death of a close friend, who had played Macduff with him in the play. The person died in a car accident just weeks after the show ended. Sam didn't say it, but I know he blamed himself. He felt like Macbeth, who lost his friends because of his ambition. Since then, Sam has barely dared to mention the name Macbeth anymore. Whenever reporters asked about the possibility of a return, he just smiled quietly. Katrina Balfe, his longtime co-star in Outlander, once said in a private conversation, "I know Sam always puts his soul into every role, but sometimes he forgets that he needs to be protected too." Clapperboard a new chapter in his artistic journey. After leaving Outlander and pausing his film projects, Sam focused on the stage, where he said, "Everything began and where the soul of art truly exists." But now, it seems he has chosen a different path. In his speech, Sam revealed that he is preparing to launch his own project, not a film, not a stage, but a documentary journey about Scottish culture and people. "I want to go back to nature, to the old roads, to the history that I had forgotten while chasing the spotlight," he shared. Macbeth is the past. The future, real stories, not scripts. The project, tentatively titled Scotland, Heart of the Highlands, will be directed and led by Sam himself. He wanted to portray the beauty of his country, not through the lens of Hollywood, but through the eyes of a son returning after many years away. A producer said, Sam wanted to tell the story of Scotland with real emotion, not through a script or a role. That's why he said, forget Macbeth, because Scotland deserves to be remembered more. Speech balloon fan reaction. Within hours of the announcement, the hashtag Forget Macbeth suddenly became a global trend. Some expressed their absolute support. He didn't forget the art, he just wanted to be true to himself. But there were also those who felt regret. Sam's Macbeth is part of theatrical history. How can we forget? On international fan forums, a series of posts sharing images of Sam as Macbeth, with his frantic eyes, his deep voice echoing in the dim light, were reposted as a way of paying tribute. An Italian fan wrote, if you want us to forget Macbeth, then sorry Sam, that's impossible. You are the Macbeth we will never forget. Cloud with Rain. The secret meeting at Glencoe. 3 days after the announcement, a reporter from the Daily Mail caught Sam alone in Glencoe, the majestic highlands in northern Scotland, which has been the setting for many historical films. He stood on a hillside, holding a leather notebook, the wind blowing his blonde hair, his eyes looking far away. When asked if he regretted his decision, Sam just smiled slightly. I don't regret it. Macbeth gave me everything, but also took a part of me. Now I just want to give peace back to both of us. That answer, once again, made people realize that behind Sam's strong appearance is a fragile artistic soul, always struggling between passion and freedom. A photographer who accompanied him revealed, he doesn't act anymore, but that look in his eyes still has something. Macbeth, maybe he will never really forget it. Sunrise message to the young generation of actors. Before leaving the stage, Sam sent a special message to the young actors. Don't let the role swallow your true self. Art is not an absolute sacrifice, it is a journey to find yourself in each character. Those words received a round of applause that lasted more than 3 minutes. Some theater students cried. A young actress shared, I used to think that to become someone on stage, I had to lose myself. But Sam made me understand that true art begins when you dare to be yourself. Sparkle's Katrina Balfe speaks. That same night, Katrina Balfe, Sam's best friend and co-star, posted a photo of him backstage at Macbeth on Instagram, with the caption, You said it was time to forget Macbeth. But I think sometimes the only thing you can't forget is the person who made you believe in art. The post quickly received more than 7 million likes and hundreds of thousands of emotional comments. Fans wrote, Katrina knows you better than anyone. We don't forget Macbeth, but we will cherish Sam, the real person behind the role. Crescent moon and end are a beginning. As dusk fell over Edinburgh, where Sam began his artistic career, the stage lights were still on, but his seat was now empty. A critic wrote in the Times, Sam Heughan left Macbeth not because he was tired of the role, but because he wanted to free himself from Macbeth's own tragic destiny. In a world where actors are often forced to live in a role, Sam chose to live in the truth. And that was the bravest act. For his fans, his decision was not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter in which Sam was no longer Macbeth, but Sam Heughan, a storyteller with heart, with freedom, and with the gentle light of his Scottish homeland. Rose Sam Heughan's last words that night. As he stepped off the stage, he turned, smiled, and said quietly, but loud enough for the entire audience to hear. Macbeth taught me about darkness. Now I want to live in light. Forget Macbeth, and remember, every artist has the right to be free. The audience stood up and applauded. Some cried, some remained silent. In that moment, there was no longer any boundary between stage and reality. There was only one man, who had just finished the biggest role of his life, the leading role in his own life.